FM 94, The Dark. It's time to get to know an artist we play here on The Dark. And on the phone tonight, I'm talking with Austin John Winkler. You're wondering, wait a minute, Austin John Winkler. I might know who that is. Well, a few years ago, he played with the band Hinder. Now he's gone out solo. And first of all, Austin, boy, the last time you and I had a chance to talk is about 4 years ago at a music festival just north here called Moondance Jam. And things were pretty cool back then. How you doing, by the way, right now?
I'm fantastic, man. We got this new project and Lovesick Radio out. A little EP we did to kind of give the fans a little taste of what's to come, and we are rehearsing away and working on setting up a tour, man. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. I want to get to this Lovesick Radio, the EP, all that, some of the tracks off of that. We'll get to that in just a moment, but I want to kind of get caught up on things of what's happened in your life the last couple of years. And I guess last time we've talked, obviously you were at the band Hinder. Things have changed now. You're now on your own solo. What's kind of happened in the last couple of years, and what have you been up to?
Yeah, man, I've just been kind of in the studio, writing away and experimenting with kind of new production angles, and kind of have the liberty to kind of do whatever I want. And it's been a lot of fun, man. And I'm kind of taking my time with the record. And excuse me. And yeah, it's just kind of something that I felt I needed to do, man. I felt like, I started Hinder in 2001, and I kind of felt like I just, I felt like we wrote this, this great record, and I felt like we just kind of kept trying to, kind of just flatlined as far as evolving as well, at least for me as a songwriter and an artist. So I kind of wanted to branch off and, evolve and challenge myself as a songwriter and as an artist. And it's been a lot of fun, and I've had some really, really great responses, and I think people are kind of surprised about the outcome of this project.
Well, one thing I guess I want to ask you right up front here is, have you always wanted to try to go solo? I mean, obviously you and the guys had the band Hinder for a while, but is this something that you've always in the back of your mind wanted to do?
Well, I mean, to be honest, all I ever really wanted to do is just be like a rhythm guitar player in a band and kind of chill in the back line. But I opened my damn mouth and started writing songs, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're pretty good." So kind of just happened for me as an artist, and it's something that I maybe have thought about here and there subconsciously. I don't know, but yeah, it was time for me to move on and challenge myself and kind of regroup and hit the lab again and find this whatever it is inside me that I need to get out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned you kind of opened your mouth, and all of a sudden you became the lead singer of a band, and maybe not exactly where you wanted to be. And I've met you a bunch of times. You seem like a kind of a quiet, to yourself kind of guy. Would that be kind of how you would describe yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm kind of introverted, and but that's the thing. It's like people will see me on stage or whatever.
Right.
And that's a switch I turn on. It's the creative person inside me that needs to come out. You know what I mean? Like, it just naturally happens whenever it's time to perform songs, that I've written and stuff like that. And then, people will see me after the show, and they're like, "Are you okay? Are you something wrong? Are you sick?" I was like, "Why you're so quiet?" I was like, "Oh, well, I'm kind of a quiet dude."
Right. No, I get you there. The one thing I think people know about you so well, it's your voice that stands out. And not only just on the radio, but when you're at a concert. There's a lot of people that have voices that are a lot similar. But when you hear Austin John Winkler sing, you know exactly who's singing. Do you get that a lot? Do you hear that a lot?
I do, man. I and that's a huge compliment. I mean, I grew up listening to, and loving singers like that, just have that distinct kind of sound, like no other. Like, listen to like November Rain, for example. It's a beautiful piano intro, and then Axl comes in with his nasty voice that shouldn't sound good, but it's amazing. it's flawless, and he has one of those voices that are distinct. Steven Tyler, same way. And I think, I don't know. I think that it's a huge compliment, and I'm blessed to have it, I guess.
Well, here's the deal. I'm a straight guy, I'm not going the other way by any means, but I bring this next question up. But boy, do you sure attract the ladies definitely here. And your voice is sexy. That drives every lady, I think, out there just nuts when they hear it. And, I don't know. And if you're being a guy that's kind of, like you mentioned, introvert and that, are you a little intimidated by all that?
Oh, no, I mean...
Now I gotcha.
Yeah, now let's be realistic here. Like that doesn't intimidate me.
Okay.
Whatever. That's stuff for the. It happens. I mean, that's how it always has been. And but it's not like, say, just for example, hypothetical, play a show, whatever. Girls or whatever after this is what's kind of messed up about the whole rock star, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Is that I don't have to have any kind of game or anything after the show. You know what I mean? It's just like girls will come up. It's like I don't have to have a game. I mean, I'm not trying to sound egotistical or pretentious.
Right.
It's just how it is, man. Like it's just so I can still be shy and still be myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool. You can be sweet and you can be tender and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, well, sure, man, yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, we're talking to Austin John Winkler. He's got a new EP called Love Sick Radio. I'll get to that in just a moment. Let's talk. You mentioned rock. You mentioned concerts and stuff. Because you grew up in an era where the rock kind of really blew up, with your band Hinder at the time. And that, I guess, what do you see as the status of rock right now? And for that matter, just the industry as a whole?
Man. I think there's some really, really good rock bands out there right now. They have a really, really great fan base, and rock is, from my perspective, has changed a lot. Since I first started and put out the first record. But it's heavier, man. It's a lot heavier than what we were doing and stuff like that. And I respect it all. It's just. And to me, I felt like, we were kind of, like I said, we were kind of hit a wall because I felt like we kept writing kind of the same record over and over. And everybody else was getting heavier and heavier, and fans wanted heavier and heavier rock. And that's kind of the way I see rock radio as of now. Like I said, I respect it, and it's kids they want the super heavy stuff, man.
Right. I see that. I see that right now. A lot of people doing that and wanting that heavy stuff. But so here's my question to you then. Obviously, you, Austin, are going out on your own now, and you're starting your stuff and that. And I've listened to all 6 tracks here and off the Love Sick Radio EP. And boy, the way this album, at least this EP, is it has a lot of different directions. You look like you got a little rap, a little pop influence, a little reggae influence in there, and then and you have a little classic Austin John Winkler singing too in there. I mean, kind of give us the lowdown of this thing.
Well, I was trying to put together like 6 songs that would kind of give I wrote 50 for this future LP, but. I wanted to kind of give people a really broad kind of spectrum on what I've been doing and what I'm going for, and there are no limits. I can kind of do whatever I want. The thing is that my voice, you can't take the rock out of my voice, so
no.
It's somehow it all ties together beautifully in my eyes, and it's just been a lot of fun to explore all these different options. And yeah, man, it's been a lot of work, but it's paying off, man, and we're just getting started.
Yeah, let's talk about the first single that we are playing on our airways right now called Carry You, and definitely has a familiar Austin Winkler sound to it. Talk about that song and what that meaning is all about of that song.
That was a song I wrote, I want to say, I think it was 2013, And one of those, like, I wrote it with a producer named Ted Bruner, who I think is brilliant. But we kind of have, like, whenever I would write with him, he'd be kind of like my therapist, and he would, he'd kind of dig things out of me and stuff like that. And it was like kind of going through a tough, like, relationship and stuff like that, and always having that person there that you can count on, and it's everything I write, is personal experiences and stuff like that. So I think that's what I think a lot of people are going to relate to all this stuff, especially the song "Carry You" too, because it's kind of a sweet song, but it's a huge song, man. It's a huge like chorus and stuff like that. And it was one of the first songs I wrote for this project, and I think people are gonna love it.
Oh yeah, I already love it and just have heard it 5-6 times or so, and it definitely has. It's good to hear. I'm just going to be honest with you here. It's good to hear Austin John Winkler back on the radio. Okay, it really is.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's good to get this thing off the ground, man.
And let me ask you that: how good does it feel to be back once again on the radio and doing something that is strictly your own? You. That's it. Nobody else.
Yeah, man. It's definitely fulfilling, and it's probably kind of hasn't settled in yet because I'm so busy with still getting it rolling, But yeah, it's a relief, man. It's a good start, and I just can't wait to keep this thing moving and moving forward.
Here's my next question on that. How receptive have, I guess, the radio industry been so far with this song, and for that matter, knowing that you're back?
They've been super. Every station has at least one that they're like, oh well, we really love this one. So it's. I think it kind of threw them for a loop, but I think that's what I've gotten most is it kind of took me back a second, but then the second time I listened to Around, I got it, and I see what it is that you're doing and stuff like that. So they've been really, really receptive. It kind of throws them off for a second, and then they listen to the songs, and like at the end of the day, for me, it's all about the songs, man.
Right.
If it's a good song, the production, it doesn't matter.
And the thing is, I think you could put yourself in many different genres of music with the songs that you have. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. That was just kind of it just kind of happened whenever I was experimenting with all these sounds. And
right.
It's like, this could kind of go all over the place. It just kind of depends.
Absolutely. How about for the fans out there? How have they been treating you recently in that? Are they glad to have you back again?
Oh, yeah, they're thrilled. And, I'm thrilled to give them, it's a piece of me, right? Like, it's all personal and stuff like that. And I'm thrilled to, like, give them something finally after a long time. And, they're like, it was well worth the wait. They all love it. And then, some people before, they'd be like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't sound like this. And then once they get the record, they're like, okay, yeah. I get it, I love it, So, yeah, I'm excited to get out on the road and play these songs for them.
You mentioned on the road, Austin John. We're talking to Austin John Winkler. What is the scenario for you of being on the road here and touring? What's in the things to come here?
Yeah, we're going to get out and tour, man. We're working on it right now for August and September. Nothing's confirmed yet, so I can't really confirm anything yet. But
I hear you.
We're gonna play a lot of new songs. I'm gonna play some oldies but goodies, and we'll have some surprises in there too. So I think the fans are gonna be pleasantly surprised, and they're gonna love it.
Let me ask you very quickly on the oldies but goodies. Do you have any plans at all, maybe whatsoever, to re-release or maybe put your own spin on some of the old songs that you used to sing, or aren't you allowed to do that?
To be honest, I've never really wanted to. I never thought about doing that.
Okay.
Just because out of the respect of the song and the way I did it then was who I was, right?
Right.
So I'm not gonna. I wouldn't like to look back and then try to rework something that I think was how it was supposed to sound, and how it's meant to be. So I'm going to get up there and I'm going to play the songs how they were written.
Awesome. Awesome, man. There's going to be fans that are going to be rip-roaring right up front there like they've always been, rocking out, including my beautiful wife of 14-plus years who just loves you to death. And she's upset right now because she's like, I'd change jobs with you any second of the day so I could talk to Austin. Just like I went back to when we were talking about how girls just like to flock to you kind of deal.
Oh, well, thank you for that, man.
Hey, you mentioned touring in that. There's some other bands, for that matter, that you're going to maybe possibly want to go out with. I'm saying if you had to pick your other bands to go out with, so Austin John Winkler's going out on tour with a couple other bands, who would you love to go out with right now?
Man, I was just thinking about that last night, and I was kind of looking around, and I found this band that I'd never heard of called Rain Wolf.
Okay.
And, I don't know if you've seen them or whatever, but that would be a band I'd love to go out with, mainly just to watch them every night. They're phenomenal.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can say on that as far as like new artists that I've kind of looked at and I was like, I wonder if they would be interested to go on the road. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned new artists in that. There's some. You mentioned the rock scene has gotten kind of hard and stuff too. What are some of the current maybe active rock bands that you're kind of digging right now?
Oh man, let's see here. I mean, there's always You're talking about the new rock act?
Yeah, the new up and coming bands here that you mentioned obviously Rain Wolf here, but maybe there's some other ones that are out there currently that have kind of hit it big already.
There's a band that I think is pretty phenomenal and kind of in their own realm called Nothing More.
Oh yeah, yep.
I think that guy's voice is pretty ridiculous, and I think they're brilliant musicians. That's one of the newer acts that I've kind of, I'll look at on the charts and I'll be like, oh, who's this, and I'll go check them out. But that's one band that definitely stood out to me.
Yeah, I kind of deem them the band of 2015 last year. They definitely
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, they were the band that I think was huge last year, and they've definitely blown up big time indeed. Yeah, we're talking to Austin John Winkler. Of course, he's got a new EP out, which came out a couple months ago, called Lovesick Radio. His new song on our waves called Carry You, which we're going to hear in just a moment. But this is the question I love asking artists all the time, and I got to ask you this question too. Put on your thinking cap now. Here we go. Ready? What artist out there would you like to have cover one of your songs? Now, I know there's been, back when we were with Hinder, I think there was some country guys that covered Lips of an Angel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I guess what artist would you truly like to have cover a Austin John Winkler song?
Oh, man.
Oh, you had to put your thinking cap on. I know you just woke up, so.
How about Kanye West?
All right. Which one? The latest here, Click to Follow, or what?
Yeah.
I think he's even mentioned in there, isn't he?
He may be.
I think so. Okay. Kanye, huh?
You brought out the devil side in me.
Well, exactly. According to my wife, she said that you brought out the high heels in her because she used to be a nice girl. Then she started to see Hinder, hung out with them, and now I'm with a hell on heels, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy, this has been a lot of fun, Austin. Hey, talk about how people can get a hold of you, get more information about Austin John Winkler. How can they find you? Where can they find you?
My Instagram is Austin John Winkler. My Twitter is I am Austin John, and my Facebook is Austin John Winkler as well.
All right, and you'll be coming to Minnesota sometime soon, let's hope?
Yes.
Because, there's a lot of fans up here that love Austin John Winkler, so.
Yeah, man. No, I'm pretty sure there was a couple Minnesota shows on the mock tour. Not confirming anything, but I saw something that said Minnesota on it.
Awesome.
Say that.
Hey, a lot of fun chatting with you. We're going to play your latest song, Carry You, right now. You okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man.
Austin, thanks so much for joining me.
Absolutely, man.
Once again, that is Austin John Winkler. The latest song is called Carry You. You're hearing it right now. It's on The Dark. It's on FM 94.